This had better be good. I stopped listening to the Daytona USA soundtrack at full volume to this.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Be nice, be comfortable, sit down, be friendly, be nice to one another. Hello, everyone. Yes, Albert, I think I've solved it, and I'm reassured by knowing that you're a little ears perked Wolverine ready to pounce. I think I understood the issue. Sadly, troubleshooting it. It was an audio setting that would only change if you completely reinitialize the software. So a nightmare for fixing live. Hello everyone. I hope you are well. Hello Josie Russell. Hello Big Papa Peter. Hello Summer B76. Hello Maggie FBK. Hello, what's that name? Albroat. When in Lenin, Killian McKillian, the Burnzoid, Funky Mr. Chicken. Who have I not said hello to? When in Lenin, I said hello to you. There's always someone at the top who says hello at the very beginning and then stops talking. Neck Nil, Pizza Fiend. Hello, I hope you're all well. I think it's Ablat. What strays? When I say your name wrong, it's an expression of affection. You think I'd do that to an enemy? I've been thoroughly helloed. Yeah, I haven't got the short-term memory. Did I say hello to Funky? Yeah, I think so. No, 100% I definitely did. I definitely did. Check the logs. Check the logs. I bet I can pull it up. Hang on. Let me pull it up. I definitely said hello to Funky. Is it? Okay, let me get to here. Mr. Chicken? Who have I not said? Oh, there we go. Listen to this. Burnzoid. Funky Mr. Chicken? Who have I said hello to? I said Funky Mr. Chicken? It was right there in black and white. It was right there in sine waves. Hello, Red Quixote. Hello, Vroonki. I said funky. It's my accent. I should say today I have a very, very, very special request to make of all of you, and I think you're more than up for the job. I need gentle parenting. I think I finally decided that I need gentle parenting. Hello, bird.exe. I've had a busy week and I haven't had the chance to fix as much of this as I want. I think I've put the time in where it needs to be. Hello, Bajumjum. What exactly is gentle parenting? You don't know about gentle parenting? Don't worry. Bird.exe will explain it to you. Don't worry. Josie Russell will explain it to you. Don't worry. Albrot will explain it to you. Don't worry. Funky Mr. Chicken will explain it to you. Don't worry. Killian McKillian will explain it to you. I would have thought you'd have loads of opinions on gentle parenting, Bird.exe, but maybe you've not been on TikTok quite long enough, actually. Maybe that was before your time. Is it not being mean to your child? Well, what's parenting? Who will explain that? Maybe none of these guys. Gentle parenting is when you talk very softly in a cooing voice to a child about why their emotions are valid, but they shouldn't display them in that way. That's more of an example than a robust definition, but through that you could infer the rest, I think. More strays? I parent with an iron fist? No, you're a softie, aren't you? You're a teddy bear. Yes, but I didn't want to typecast you, Albrock. I believe that when you watch the streams, you like to role play as a sinister enemy, and therefore, if I frame you as just he's our dad, well, I phrased that wrong. He's principally a dad. You can't get your escapism, you know. You hear you're not a dad, you're my enemy, you know. And I thought you like it that way. Is gentle parenting a TikTok thing? No, not really, but it entered TikTok discourse, I think. Most dads are shy? Yeah. I think good dads are rare. And when they can be discovered, here's the thing, right? Is I think the incidence of dads is so rare that when there is a good dad, they need to be like removed, you know. good dads are so rare that when they are good dads in the world, they need to be impounded in some way because they encourage children to trust in dads. They give kids the wrong idea. Dads can be enemies. Dads principally are enemies, I think. I like the way you think. I have it all figured out, thank you. Listen, let's get back to what I'm saying. I need gentle parenting because I'm just having a busy week. And I think if this all crumbles and none of the fixes I've put in work, um, I'll be a disaster for me, I think. I will dad this whole community in surrogate. You could be nice. You could start by being nice to me, honestly, Albert. I've noticed that lately you've learned to be very good at pivoting on your turning circle from being like snide and antagonistic to me to flipping and playing the victim when I respond has become so adroit. Your dexterity. Well, no, you started a Discord DM conversation with me while the timer was on 10 seconds. I wrote and then deleted the message. You can't start a conversation with me here at this time. Well, I will look at the hat. It is very good. It's very, very good. I like the font choice. It's a bit wibbly. Do you want me to show it to people, or shall I save that as an Albert exclusive hat drop? Albert's the dad that stepped up. Yeah, no one here doubts. No one here doubts Albert's fathering ability. Hello, David Hallol. How are you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Have you played Sean Morley's normal game before? Are you curious? I know your drop-ins are often relatively short, so you needn't commit yourself to anything. It wasn't for you to show, but that's your choice. It's not my choice. It's your choice, and you've made clear. The hats I'm imagining now are very powerful. You should imagine something. It's not like a big hammer, you know? It's like a beautiful bouquet. Gang, new developments in soup. Roasting a whole bulb of garlic and popping it in before you blend a sweet potato and tomato soup is a game changer. That's good. I ate some raw garlic cloves the other day because I misunderstood some instructions, and I don't recommend it. I know that some people do it. I'm not there yet. I love garlic, but I'm not there yet. 4 question marks. Could be about anything. I'll wait for more information to come through. Anything could be happening there. How many? Just a couple. 1 to just to test, and then 2 to make sure that just to verify the experiences of 1. Have you ever had garlic in your socks? What's happening? Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn to deploy the question marks to Josie Russell. What instructions did you misunderstand? I went to my favorite noodle place and they had a big bucket of just raw garlic cloves. And I was like, what are these for? You know, they're not cooked. They're not chopped. And whoever was right next to me, probably Jambird, said they're for eating. And I was like, I guess that makes sense. That's their food. And so I put some in my bowl. And when it came to it, I ate it and it blew my mouth off. It blew my mouth clean off. And then I ate another one to check that's just how they behave. Yes, they're very strong. I learnt this because my sister did it to my nephew and thought she was kidding. Was it like a hot pot thing? It's like it's my favorite pulled noodle place in Sheffield, Noodlester. But now, sadly, F's in the chat because they are rebranding to Yo Noodle, which I think is a terrible name. Is Noodlester a good name? No, but you stop thinking about it pretty quickly. Yo Noodle, every time I say it, I shudder. F's in the chat. Were they cooked in an Australian way? Can you expand on that? What's an Australian way to cook? What are you asking about as well? The noodles or the raw garlic? Because the raw garlic wasn't cooked in any way. Is Noodlester meant to be a pun? If it is, it's lost on me. Cooked as in bad, which is as in were they like ruined, wrecked? Noodle Hut would be better. Yeah, I mean, anything would be better. Anything would be better. But Yo Noodle's letting us all down. You know, there's so many choices in language. Was the garlic chopped and unk? It wasn't chopped. Was it unk? No, it seemed fresh. I said it would be bro, little bro. I guess the garlic was little bro. Cooked is the opposite of based. I know what cooked means here, but I don't think that's what David Hoare meant. Should we? So it mogged you. Yeah, I got. Yeah, the garlic was cracked and therefore mogged me. I was washed by the based garlic. I'm prepared to suggest worse names than Yo Noodle. Yeah, shall I add more terms to the banned terms list? So you picked up a clove of garlic and just munched. Yes, because I was told they were for eating. Show us your nudes. I don't have my noodles with me. I digested them. They're gone. I could see myself doing that. Well, one time, one time, I ate some chilies that weren't supposed to be eaten, and it gave for the following 5 years, maybe more, I had terrible spice intolerance. Because I ate some chilies that were part of a Thai dish that was supposed to rest on a bed of chilies. And when someone said, this was someone I know rather than a waiter, they said, "Oh, that's too hot for you. Just don't eat those." I read into like for you of being like, "What are you talking about for me? I can handle anything you can handle, buddy." And then I ate them, and then I had such such a bad stomachache the next day. I had to take a day off. And then for the following 5 years, whenever I had anything that was a bit spicy, I felt sick. And that wore off 3 years ago, and now I love spicy food again. I love spicy food again. Just 1 month, it just stopped happening, and then I was fine. Is there a full list of things you've eaten that you shouldn't have eaten anywhere? I don't know. I mean, I've eaten a few insects that went in my mouth. I ate a ladybird because I thought it was an M&M. I've probably eaten a lot of stuff. The thing is, I think it's good to eat a bit. It's good for your immune system to put dirt in your mouth. Like, I think honestly, if you want to help the NHS, put a spoonful of soil in your mouth once every 2 weeks. And no one's going to like countersign that, but it is true. Yes, some people will probably get more ill than they'll get benefits, but the majority of people would benefit more than they would be injured by it. But you can't say that anymore. Sean Soily, you can say that if you like. It's not really a full pun. Remember to ignore that. Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a normal guy. Welcome, bird.exe. That is 42 concurrent subscriptions out of the total of 60, which I'm thinking maybe you're bringing down because we're not getting close to 60 at all. Do not put dirt in your mouth. It depends on the dirt. You can definitely put sand in your mouth, which is dry dirt. Or, yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, who wants to play a game of Sean Morley's normal game? I do. Me. I do. If you want to play, sand and dirt are different. Yeah, I know that. Sand is dry dirt. I literally just said that. If you want to play on either another tab or a second device, go to seanmall.com/play. Is wet sand dirt? Can be. There's a few kinds of wet sand. There's loam, there's silt, there's silty clay, clayey loam. All right, who have we got? Who's playing? Let's bring up the visualizer. Let's bring up reality. Normal game. Probably should refresh this in case anything's changed on this front. And who's playing? We've got When in Lenin, we've got Kill, Jersey Russell, FMC, Baldy, Natalie, Pizza Fiend, and Krang. Any more for any more? Anyone else coming in? What's the wettest sand? Probably water. Dirt has organic matter, sand does not. Have you heard of sandworms? Have you watched Dune? Yes, it will. I'm going to be upfront about this. when I was looking to make sessions, it's got a bit of PHP, but it's also got a bit of Java. It's mostly JavaScript, but there's a bit of PHP. And I don't really like writing in PHP. And so I learned a way of identifying your devices by just asking it to save your username to the device. And when this website comes, it just asks you for that username. And then after I'd made that, I went, that system works. I was like, how long does the device remember that username with the way I've asked it to save it? Just forever. Just unless you go and clear your cookies, it just remembers that forever. And currently there is it's a cookie. It's not, it's local storage. A cookie remembers your imprint. Go to seanmall.com, seanmall.com/play. A cookie remembers your device's like imprint or in some way. I actually don't know how it checks anything. Just remembers your device. Whereas here, your device just identifies itself. It goes, I saved a little thing. Here it is, and it's just your username, and the server goes, oh, I know who that is. I've deleted my cookie. No more crank. Yeah. And I will eventually make a way for you to do that without having to go into your cookie settings. It's just kind of low priority below functionality. Oh fuck! I completely forgot. I'm gonna start a new document for like things I've learned don't work. Okay, the new heading for me, the new things that don't work. I completely I mustn't have written it down properly. Ensure you can always scroll to the top and bottom of the document in OBS. I didn't look at that. We still have these buttons, but they don't always help. So who have we got? Albrot is Albrot. Carrot needs Robot. B Jam Jam. Any more for any more? Yes, there will be more for more. Tremors. Yeah, Tremors is good. Tremors is good. I like Tremors. I don't like the TV series, but the films are all right. You should make the buttons float with you. See, that's really good. That's really good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. You've come at just the right time. I've been prevaricating, so we haven't begun yet. The games are afoot. Is the game running in OBS? No, the game is running on my website. I've been learning web development and coding, and this is me putting those skills to use. Shout out a good Pete. And now there's a shout out command, although it starts with some speech marks, which shouldn't be there. Was it Pete Picks, Sven? Could When in Lenin get a bonus point for being first in? Yes. Does anyone else? When in Lenin came in before I told anyone to come in. They just remembered the URL, which I think is very good behavior. Does anyone else want to agree that When in Lenin should get a point? So one agreement. If we can get a couple more, that point's going through. And anyone else just joining us, thank you very much, Pete, for the raid. I hope you all had fun with the Pete picks. I hope the Pete picks came out nice. And please join me in following a good Pete if you do not already. I had the web page open, but it's fine. You didn't hit the server, I'm afraid. As long as everyone else gets one, I mean, that's not what's going to happen. Let's see. We're going to adjust the points. Oh, hello. Okay. I didn't reset the game. Okay, that's all the points from last time. Let's do a big old reset. Everyone refresh their page. Everyone refresh their page. I didn't reset the game. New. Everyone refresh. Okay, and now I can give refresh. When in Lenin should be here now. And they get 1 point. And now if I show scores, When in Lenin is winning. It's all good. It's all happy. When in Lenin was not late. When in Lenin, come on, we've got short-term memory. We remember how it worked. All right, let's begin. The effort I put in was to try and ensure that this round works. We're going to start with Question Master. Everyone is going to be asked to write a question. You're going to be asked to write a question, and you're going to be given a percentage. That percentage is your target for how many people here playing this game are able to get your question right. We're beginning that now. You are going to be challenged to write a question for everyone else to answer. You're going to be shown a percentage between 10% and 90%. That is your target for how many of your fellow players should be able to answer your question correctly. You will score points based on how closely the actual number of correct answers matches your percentage. Everyone else is going to get points based on whether they get it right. You can offer more than one correct answer. So some questions have more than one correct answer, but the players who will be given your question only need to get one of those answers in order to get their point. I hope that's clear. This one takes a little longer to come in, so I'll keep an eye on when we've got everyone's questions in. Got one from Josie Russell, one from Baldy. Take your time. This is a hard one, and I think a fun one. I should get points for answering first? I don't know. I think you'll get points if you get near to your target. I would be surprised if that problem has happened, Pizza Fiend. But I mean, it could have. It could have. All right, should we have some Burger? Can I get points for not being on the list? If you send in a question, you'll enter the list. That helps. This is mad. Do you like it, Killian? This is my big project, which I've been working on for ages, but still has loads of bugs. Well, I guess it didn't help that at the end of last year, I decided to redo it all in a different format. And then I got really ill and stopped working on it. But now it's up and running. Okay, Killian, you're actually going to love, I think some of these rounds you're really going to enjoy. This is probably the most complicated one, but we keep coming back to it. In between other rounds, we'll grab another question that someone else has written. Why didn't you give it a different name? Because I think if I come up with a good name, I should just use it. The original Sean Morley's normal game, I liked the name and I liked the theming of it, but it was reliant on AI back in a time when I don't think people had come to their conclusions on what AI's result was going to be. At that time, it just clearly didn't work and didn't do anything useful. It didn't occur to me it'd become a load-bearing bubble that would destroy the entire global capitalist economy. And so that format had to go in the bin quite quickly. When I started working on this, I still like the name. I don't know. Do you think it's a bad thing? Can we hear Hondo's normal game song? I think I should reintegrate that. Yeah, maybe that should be in the pre-streams. If this goes on for a long time, I'd like to keep building on this, and I might ask Hondo to like produce like another version of it. The real-time video player format was good too. But I might integrate more real-time video stuff into, like, this is supposed to be like a bucket into which loads of game show ideas can go. And bringing contestants in who play live can be part of that too. All right, we're just waiting on Natalie now, and I think otherwise everyone has answered. Harry, are you playing? Oh, when you said not on the list, I thought you were saying like, I should get a point for not being on the list despite playing, but maybe you're not playing. I didn't look at the percentage and thought it was 50. Well, good luck, B Jam Jam. Oh, also, is it telling you your questions now? When you submit, it should tell you what you've submitted, which I know people were requesting. All right, looks like we've got everyone in. Good. Good. So I put some minor improvements in. All right, when I got all the ticks, that's when I say, great job. All right, round has ended. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. And now, let's start off by asking one of those questions to all of you. Hopefully this will work. So one of those questions is going to be selected. To the setter, you can't answer it, obviously, because you know you set the question. But to everyone else, answer to the best of your ability for points. Also, I have not mistakenly put in an array of correct and incorrect answers. Yeah. See, we're all learning and growing. Okay, you should all have a question now. Best of luck, everyone. Robot has answered. Das Keto has answered. Kill has answered. Pizza Fiend has answered. Albrot has answered. When in Lenin has answered. Burns has answered. B-Jam has answered. Bird has answered. You've really fucked up your question. Well, I can't wait to see it later. Funky has answered. Just waiting on Natalie. Natalie has answered. When I see a full range of ticks, that means we're good to go. Is there a cap to the number of players? No. Hundreds of people could play this concurrently, which is exciting. Whose question is this? Let's find out. Oh, I didn't. Okay, one thing I should do. When showing answers for Question Master, print the question to the results screen. Otherwise, you, Sean Morley, the host, don't know what's going on. I'm the only person who doesn't know what the question is. So you've all written yes, 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 more, less, 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 more, 50, more, less, exactly 50 or less. Okay. And so my next button here is, what is the right answer? Okay. Carrot Knees set the question, the number I'm thinking of, more or less than 50. The correct answers are less. So I'm guessing you wanted 50%. I think we should be able to see the username with the asterisk as well. Currently, I've withheld that on purpose because it might color your... impression. If you think there's a good argument for why you should see the username of the answer, I'm easily swayed, unfortunately. That's one of my flaws. So feel free to try and convince me. Robot is arguing that yes should be considered correct. I don't know. Carrot Knees? I don't know who Carrot Knees is, so I guess I can't hear from them in this chat. I don't think yes is in the... I mean, it is technically correct. I don't know. Carrot Knees, if you're able to come forth, do you have an opinion on whether or not that's in the nature of the question you set? Because I have got this ability to manually evaluate stuff. It's an or question. Yes is as wrong as it's right, surely. Hang on. I don't know why this has changed. I don't know why this has changed to this. Let me make the note of that. The text atop the evaluate answers display screen changes back. Changed after displaying the question and question setter, possibly trying to update because someone answered late. That's my guess. And I made a thing meaning it won't overwrite the table, but it might overwrite that text at the top. Sorry, I'm going to have to stop play and just make some detailed notes in my bug log. That's because this is a playtest. Hello, V Phoenix. Seeing the stream title leads me to think this is definitely not a normal game. Oh no. Should I change the name of the game? Because that's not the impression I want to give off. This is a straight down the line normal game. I'm going to have to retitle it. Should I call it Sean Morley's Strange Game? Oh, V Phoenix, actually, since I've got you, would you be able to adjudicate on an answer of a question? Here's the question, which is the number I'm thinking of more or less than 50? That's the question that everyone was given. Now, people are arguing that the answer yes should be considered correct because the answer was more or less than 50. No. Listen to my full question. People are, should the answer yes? Because the answer that was given as true by the setter was less. But people are arguing that the answer yes should also be true. The answer yes is acceptable. I think we're going to cause a civil war here between me and you, V Phoenix. But I do think you're right. Is the answer I'm thinking of more or less than 50%? I'm going to say, based on V Phoenix's adjudication, who is impartial, V Phoenix doesn't have any skin in the game. They have they have no enemies here. They have no alliances. They are the most impartial adjudicator there is. They've just popped their head in to have a chat. It's like asking, left or right. That's not quite the logic I'm hoping for, but I'm going to give it, they're all correct. Yes is correct. Any more yeses? Okay, there we go. It's such a smarmy way of answering the question. I don't disagree. Tonally, do I like it? No, I don't like people who get through on technicalities, but it's not up to me. I passed over to the judge. Yeah, Albright is right. It's on Carrot Knees, honestly. How did Carrot Knees do? They got 8 points, actually. Their target percentage was 43 and the actual percentage was 40. They get 8 points. Sorry, everyone. But the people who got it right, which sadly includes people have done okay here. Everyone who put less or yes got 5 points. When in Lennon got an additional point for logging in first, and Carrot Knees gets 8. We helped them by including yes, but I didn't know what their percentage was. I didn't know what they were aiming for. Listen, let's stop. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. Put this round away. By the way, V Phoenix, if you want to play, I've made a companion website on my website, which is how you play this game. So if you want to play it, go to www.seanmull.com/play. Please skip me in the game. I'll forget I've ever met you, B Jam Jam. You're gone. I've vanished you. How are we all today? I'm tired, honestly. I had a really big falafel wrap. I'm ready to go to bed. Anyway, currently working on car. Please don't let me distract you. I'm sure you'll hear. I think as an audio-only experience, it's passable. Oh, that's great. I might give Albert a point for that. Yeah, I think that's actually a really, really good attitude. All right, point for Albert. Okay, that puts Albert at 1. Can you perform this falafel wrap to us? You wouldn't like it, honestly. All right, another question from the question hole. Catching strays again. Oh, yeah, okay. You'll complain about anything. I'm going to -1 you pretty soon. Okay, you should all receive another question that has been set by one of your fellow players. We have an answer from Das Keto, one from Burns. Greg is here. Becca Bix is here. Becca Bix, I've been thinking a lot about when you said you tried to live according to a tech bro 20-minute nap only lifestyle. Would you be able to speak more on that? Because I can't stop thinking about it. Like we have a member of the Discord server who has a rotating sleep pattern that's constantly out of shift with the rotation of the Earth. So it seems nightmarish to have to live that way. But 20-minute naps as your only source of rest seems like it was such a topper to that. This is a question where it makes sense to not know who asked it. I think there's arguments either way, but at the moment, I think not knowing, I think there's it creates a more interesting reveal. Would it be helpful if I joined the Discord to discuss this? Yeah. I don't presume this was a soft sell to get you in there, but that would be a more appropriate forum, yeah, because here I'll keep stopping to administrate this game. I think this is a question that benefits knowing who asked it. Ah. There's another kind of Discord. Disagreements. I think it should have included the year. Okay. Well, I'll see it soon enough. Okay, we're just waiting on Baldy. One thing I want to do, actually, build a log out button. I think at the moment, if you become inactive or turn it off, the server will forget you pretty soon, but I think a log out button will feel nicer to people who want to be like, oh, gotta go. All right, everyone's in. Okay. Let's see what our answers are. It's so mad that I didn't include the question in this screen. It should obviously have one. I think it's kind of funny that I don't know, though. Okay, 5, 7, 10, 2, 14, -4, 12, 11, 9, 1, 1, 3, 19, 13, 15, 8. Current age, -25 years and -1. The question unhelpfully didn't specify Chile or USA. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me find out. Here are the questions. How old was I on 9/11? Oh, it was set by Killian. You're all going to be wrong. Hang on. Killian, what's the correct answer? You've given a dot. So no one's been evaluated as correct. Yeah, tell me the answer in the chat now. I think dot, is it meant to be 0? There was meant to be an answer. Yeah. If 5 days old, you were 5 days old. Well, you didn't specify units, so I'm inclined to give Burnzoid a point. Would you accept that, Killian? Yeah, Burnzoid said 5. You didn't specify units, so 5 days is closer to 0 than 1, though, right? If you're rounding. Burns can have 5, okay. I wonder what percentage you were aiming for here. I think that's it. Is there any other people that you want to give points to? One a stretch for being kind of close. Can you accept any answers over 400? Is that when the number I was invented? I don't know if you can invent a number. I think you can just be the first person to write it down. FMC is not wrong. Current age -25 years. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, it would have been the same, really, wouldn't they? What, when Sean Alexander scored 2 points? Scored twice, sorry. Oh, hang on. When was it? It was October. It was October, wasn't it? September, October. October the 1st, or Sean Morley's board game where the chat's full of boars. Hang on, has Killian said anything that would help me with score adjudication? No. They said never forget. I thought never forget was about the Holocaust. Do you do half points? Not in this screen, we don't. In this screen, we just validate true or wrong. I never thought about half. Are you asking when September the 11th was? No, I'm asking about when the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. The problem is, right, the flashcards, they create an association between the front of the card and the back of the card. So I can't remember anything the front of the card says. All I've created is that if I see the front of the card, I remember the back of the card, and the date here was the front of the card, so I don't know what it was. I haven't practiced memorizing that. If you want me to memorize it the other way around, you've got to donate for the inverse. Okay, no points for FMC, but I respect it. Okay, so it's just the one. Let's hope you wanted to have a really small percentage. No. Sorry, Killian. It didn't work out for you, but thank you so much for playing. And here are the points as they stand. The Burns has done quite well out of this. Then Carrot Knees, Wen and Lenin, then a whole gulch of 5, and then Albrot with 1 at the end. All right, that's the end of that round. Now, shall we start having some fun? This next round is called the shipping forecast. Your job is to name a tag, a media franchise, or a character. I thought it was October, Albrot, and then everyone's like, 9/11 in October. See, I'm the one catching strays, Albrot. This is the shipping forecast. Your job is to name a story tag, a character, or a media franchise that occurs very, very, very infrequently in Archive of Our Own, the biggest fan fiction database. The person who scores lowest for hits without going to 0 gets the most points. This is the shipping forecast. This name was invented by Jambird, and I think it's such a good... I think it's the best round title. It'll never be topped. I don't know if the Twin Towers caught strays. I think someone deliberately... I mean, we don't need to talk about this. I don't think it was an accident, you know? Yeah, I've decided it's tags, characters, or media franchises. In fact, it should be written on your screen now. And, you know, I reserve the right to change that if I think the plane's strayed from their flight paths. I just don't think that's close to what people mean by catching strays. Like, if I steal a gun and then kill someone, no one caught strays, even though the gun wasn't supposed to be in my hands, you know? It still says the vague submit a term. Oh. There was supposed to be a line break. There was supposed to be a line break in another sentence. Well, I guess I'm not going to go into it, but I think I've formatted it such that you can't see the thing after the line break. I will make a note. But no from me verbally. You're supposed to submit characters. You're supposed to submit story tags. And you're supposed to submit, like, media franchises, the names of story compendiums. If you misspell your answer, you'll probably do badly. I can't override what you're literally getting your scores by interfacing with the Archive of Our Own database. I can't intercede. The line break in the instructions given for the shipping forecast on the client side, that's something I know how to say. I can say client side. Doesn't show. You'll need to reformat to append in a HTML correctly to the notification text. I stopped paying attention at the wrong time. There's never a bad time to stop paying attention. All right, we're still waiting on answers from Bird, Albrot, Robot, David Hall. Yeah, I can say client side now. Don't take that away from me. Don't think it's funny. You thought you submitted? Oh, okay. Has something gone stale? Let me check on the server's health. Is the server... Live logs are unavailable after an instance fails. The instance failed. Okay, let me just see if I can see why. There was a little crash. Why was there a crash? Cannot read properties of undefined reading receive answer. It worked before. I've not touched you. Thank you. I've not touched you at all. Was there any other crashes? Because it's recovering from crashes now. I've not touched you. Why are you crashing? All right. I'm just going to restart the round. So everything here is just going to reset. We're just going to try again. Just going to try again and see if it works now. And I'll keep an eye on the server. And if anything's acting weird, just refresh your page. Username is gone. Yeah, the server restarted. Just refresh your page. Anything weird, just refresh your page. Anything normal, you can still refresh your page. I had to resubmit my username. You don't if you refresh your page. If it wants your username, just refresh your page. You do? What, even if you refresh your page? You've refreshed twice? It should remember your username. Maybe the server's just still down. Hang on. Yeah, the server just hadn't wound up yet. You should be... Yeah, the server was just taking its time. You were refreshing, but the server hadn't woken back up. All right, but it's working now, right? Yeah, it just fixed it. Yeah. The server hadn't quite... Oh. Something looks bad here. Something looks like it's not working correctly. I don't know. We'll see. Something interesting might be happening. I'm also going to refresh this because this might need a little refresh. And then... Oh, no, I can't. Have you all answered? It says to enter your username. You can't get past welcome. Oh, is the server okay? Let me check if it's crashed. Yeah, it crashed again. All right. Hang on. I just want to think if I can quickly just understand the error and fix it, then I'll fix it. Yeah. It's because yeah. That's every welcome you're getting is the server waking up again, noticing there's a client connected and sending them the welcome message. But you already should have been welcome. It's not so much a bug as something that happens when the server crashes, and the server shouldn't crash. I don't understand what's happening here. So I'm just going to speak aloud in the hopes that helps me understand a bit better. But essentially, some of you are sending a message in fine. Like I can see what you're sending. And for some of you, it tries to look at the bit of the script that handles answers. And it just goes, this bit of script doesn't exist. But I'm looking to see if that's upstream, because if that could happen because the server's already crashed and therefore it doesn't know what round we're on. And if it doesn't know what round we're on, then of course it doesn't know what to do with your answer because it doesn't know where to put it. So I need to find out what is definitely the original crash. No, nothing like that. If anything, a very, very normal answer could have been the problem. I've got too many comments in here. So like scrolling up and down to find out what's going on. It's too long. Because the receive answer script failing only makes sense if it just doesn't know what round we're on. And if it doesn't know what round we're on, that only makes sense. Like the round should be registered. That generally is a part of the code that's fine. It would make more sense that there was a previous crash, you know? Hello, Immoral. Last valid message I got was trying to show default between round text. Okay. Yeah, that's... yeah, there's a lot of not very helpful console logs. I need to strip out all the ones that I don't need anymore. It's an obvious debugging step that I haven't done yet. I don't know. It would help me to do it again, honestly. Then I got an error because it crashed. Let's formally restart the whole thing. What do I click to restart? Restart. Okay, I'm restarting the server. I'll let you know when it's back up. But take heart to know the more we play test, the less this happens and the more fun we get to have. But this will happen. This is just part of life. Part of my life, anyway. No, it's part of our life. We're friends. Okay, server's back. This is too complicated of a project for me, really. But I am getting a handle on it. It just got frayed edges. All right. You should be able to refresh and come back in. Come on in, everyone. Get in here. Okay, let me refresh my control panel. Yep, connected to the server. They're all coming back in. Look at this. It's lovely. It's like, have you seen those videos of the farmer who lets all the ducks out of the shed and they all come in and he's got names for all of them? Hello, Daskito. Hello, Kill. Hello, Robot. Hello, Fluff. Hello, Baldy. They're all just coming in, eating grass. I got 2 awaiting game instructions. Yeah. It's an issue of the client will get repeated messages it doesn't need because the server is thinking they're handshaking for the first time. That looks all right. So I'm going to send you the shipping forecast instructions again, and just put in your answer again. Here we go. Here's the issue. I think I found it, and I think it's fixable. Can you give me 2 minutes? I think I can fix this, and then we'll be up and running again. So last time, let me give you the story. So last time, I wanted to add speech marks to the searches to ensure it was like precise, because some people were putting like the big cup and they were getting a different amount of hits because it was searching any story that contains big or cup in the title. We don't want that. We want exact text matching. Hello, Lambda Girl. You haven't missed too much. We're doing a little bit of bug fixing right now. Let me get to my API function script. Okay. All right, let me just rewrite for a second. But essentially, it's messed up the regex, if that's how you pronounce it, regular expression. It's messed up the regex the way I've tried to fix the search. And I hate regex, but if I give a moment, I can figure it out. Am I saying it right? Yeah, I did the quote marks, and it works for some things, but then for other things, it's breaking. So I'm going to give this a second pass. Okay, and I'm going to push this change to the server, and then I think that's going to fix it. And I think I've done a very good job of understanding the problem and fixing it. I mean, that's if it works. Okay, that change will go to the server, and then the server will see that the GitHub project has got a change in it, and it will restart with the new deploy. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, thank you. I need gentle parenting, which I guess it's short for regular expression. Well, I knew that, but lots of things are short for other things, but the pronunciation of the contraction doesn't make any etymological sense. Thanks, Wen and Lenin. Thanks, Josie Russell. That's just what I need, you know? Do you want a bit of advice from me? Do you want a bit of advice? Here's my reward for you for being nice to me. You know when you get any sweets? Hang on. You know when you get any sweets? Don't sleep on the granddad aisle. I've been getting humbugs. I've been getting little toffees. They're like a third of the price, and they absolutely bang. I went to the cinema. That's true. I fixed that. Yeah. Albert, do you have a granddad aisle in your sweet section of your supermarket, of the grocery store? Sherbet lemon, yeah. Sherbet lemons. I've got some chocolate limes in the kitchen, and I'm really looking forward to that. I have no idea what they taste like. I think I'm very stupid for doing it live. I've thought of a few streams which would involve me live coding, and I think I'm never, ever, ever going to do it. I did it once. Martine said, "Oh, you're brave for doing that." And I thought about it, and I'm like, bloody hell, I was brave. I wasn't brave, I was stupid. I'm never doing it again. Rhubarb and custard. But they're like a third of the price of like your Rolos. Yeah, an entire, not an aisle, no, I'm just calling it the granddad aisle because that sounds better, but it's more like a tiny section near your chocolates and your sweets and stuff of like instance failed. You must be having a joke. You must be joking around with me. No, that's not the current instance. Show me the current instance. Show me the current instance. You're saying the deploy is live. Yeah, is this the deploy? You're up to 3 welcome messages. I think I'm getting confused on what's the dead instance and what's the real instance, but I think we're here. Let's just check. Let me refresh everything. Because I went to the cinema yesterday, and do you know when you sneak some sweets in? I was just going to the granddad aisle. I got some toffees. Incredible. I'm never not getting toffees again. You can take your time with a toffee. You can let 4 toffees get you through a 2.5 hour film if you put your mind to it. The economics of it are mind-blowing. All right, here are our players. Welcome, Lambda Girl. Good to see you in. And now, hopefully, if I am the brainiac I purport to be, the shipping forecast should work well. I can get a full bag of toffee in me in seconds, sticks in my teeth. And then I just spent ages being like, can I get this off with my tongue? Did you watch the film then? Yeah, I had a great evening, honestly. I watched the 28 years later double bill of the first one and the new one. And I think the new one absolutely goes hard. I think it's such a good, strong recommendations for me. If you can, go do the double bill. Are you a Salmiakki person at all? No, it's vile. It's vile. I mean, I know it as drop because my first induction into it was knowing it as like salt licorice that they have in the Netherlands. So salmiakki is actually like a slightly different flavor, I think. Mono, I think, got me a salmiakki liqueur, which I'm happy to say I tried once, had as a kind of a like, do you want to taste something that's insane? And then I got rid of it because it's vile. You've submitted. Tell me if anything starts to go a bit wacky. Anything wacky, let me know straight away. Oh no. Oh no, did something wacky happen? It's gone. You're back on the username. Yeah, it crashed again. It's this. It's this. It happened at 8. Yeah, 31 past 8. Yeah, robot crashed it. I mean, it's not you're doing it. It's. I mean, I can see all your answers. Some of these are mad. But robot had a piece of punctuation in there, so maybe it can't handle. Let me just look up because I think I can handle this with an extra line. All right, sorry, I'm going to do this one more time, but it's only because I think I can just fix this quite quickly. This is why we test. No, I didn't get SQL. I'm SQL injection safe. I've got parameterized queries, I'll have you know. I'm doing it right, you know. We're doing it properly these days. Oh, I think it's something nothing. I think it's something nothing. All right. I'm going to try this, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we move on. Okay, back to GitHub. I'm not even convinced this is. Hang on, let me think about. I'm trying to do it too quickly because I'm aware of the dead air. All right. We're going to try this. And if this doesn't work, then I'm afraid this round has to go off the table for today. Albert, would you ever start selling a winner's mindset hat again? Were you selling a winner's mindset hat? How much is Albert selling this hat for? By the way, the Fishmas winners, it took a little while, but the hats have started shipping. You now... Oh, there's some good colours here. This is nice. There's all the colours under the sun. I kind of want it. I kind of want it. I also like this big picture of this man with a knife at the top. I kind of want him. How do I get him? How do I materialize this guy in my life? Did you win? I don't know. Did I contact you about a hat? I don't know. There were 4 winners. All right, we're... Hang on. End the round. End the round and then consciously restart with a round not going. So at the moment it's waking up. It's trying to get answers pushed at it and it doesn't know what round we're on. So I think that may have been a cause of like crashing, causing crashing, you know? Are the Fishmas hats available to purchase for non-winners? Yeah, if you wish it. Let's see. I think the link to the Fishmas shop is here. If you are so inclined, that's where I'd recommend going. All right. Logs. Am I in the right logs? I can never tell. No. I click on this. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, let's see if this works. Shipping forecast. We are now trying again. Please enter. Please refresh. If this doesn't work, then I have to say I don't 100% understand the nature of the error or how it's been introduced between games. But that's life. Specifically, it's my life. I'm not convinced these are the right logs. Okay. Is punctuation going to break it? I don't really know. I'm not 100% confident on the cause of that last crash. The first one is because you can't just add speech marks to a URL text string because JavaScript speech marks escape the string. I think that's how you say it. And I'd been a bit of a doofus with that and I hadn't tested it properly. No, if you think you need punctuation for your thing, feel free to use it. So far, I don't think we've had a crash though. So that's huge. I think somehow it also just wasn't dealing with when people get 0 results. It just wasn't dealing with it gracefully and it was causing crashes. All right, looks like we've got our answers in. I mean, this is good. We've got all ticks, apart from Bird. Bird? Bird? Has anyone seen Bird? How long until we send in a search party? Bird? Yeah, it is a bit like that. I don't want it to be that way. Bird? Bird? Presumably Bird must have just been here. Bird.exe has crashed. Bird? Yeah, if we keep saying bird phrases, then Bird will appear. Bird? Bird? That's such a Bird thing to say. Hi, Bird. You just pop your answer in here. Just pop it in here. Thank you. All right, let's game. Sorry for the pausing. But like I say, the pausing will get less and less as we go on. Here are our answers. Lovely, 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 lovely. We are so back. Okay, My Otome, see that hyphen I thought could have been the issue, but I now don't think it was. Maybe it was, I don't know. Cassandra Trotter, Sean Hannity, The Archers, Keir Hardy, Sir Richard Francis Burton, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Fredo, Bruta Denard, Rick Rubin, Steam Deck, Fairly Mild Knife Play, Slimer Baldy, Squidward, Den Xiaoping, Haley Brackett, and Adrian Childs. Adrian Childs could be a strong one, or it's nothing. I think we should appreciate the subtlety and finesse of David Hall's pun. Deng Xiaoping, I think, don't know. I think it could be a good scorer. Slimer, there's going to be too many. Steam Deck, I don't know. They're quite new. They've been out like 3 years. I saw a guy playing the Steam Deck on the train. He was playing the Steam Deck on the train, and then in front of him on the table with a full laptop on. And on his Steam Deck, he was playing Satisfactory. And on his laptop, he was watching the developer 40-minute developer update vlog about Satisfactory. All right, let's see how people scored. Lots of zeros. Starting with the zeros. Nothing for the Archers. Hang on. No, this looks wrong. This looks bad. This looks bad. Okay, that's not going to be right. Oh. Oh. Oh, no, it does work. But how can that be right? When I saw Slimer 0, I was like, it doesn't work. I broke it. But it's getting hit, so let me just check. How is there none for Slimer? Archive of our own. Slimer. Yeah. I'm taking the speech marks out. So if I put Slimer in speech marks, what does that do? It does the same thing. Yeah, it turns up the same thing. So why is it different? Excuse me, but why is it different like this? How is this change of adding speech marks? I'm going to roll it back. I'm going to roll it back, you know? No. I'm not searching Hansard. Can you imagine? I'm going to roll it back. I'm just going to deploy the older version. Clearly, the speech marks is worse. It doesn't work correctly. I don't understand it, but it's worse. Reverting. All right, I'm not going to deploy that until we get to the end of this round. Congratulations to Carrot Knees with 1 hit for Sir Richard Francis Burton. Congratulations to Wenin Lenin with Rick Rubin, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Crispin Fryer, Bruta Nana Delevsky with the 66 results, and Fredo with 419 results. Why is Fredo in there at all? Fredo. Oh, is there a Fredo in Star Wars? No. The first one's Star Wars. The second one's Star Trek. The second one is Galaxy Cyclone Brager, then Bryger, then a completely original work, then Alfredo, a Dragon Ball fanfic. I don't know. I think a lot of people are trying to do Italian like Cafe Fredo, but I think there's only 1 D in Fredo. I could be wrong. No, there must be 2 Ds. A lot of people are spelling it this way. Yes, a lot of these are Italian. These are just Italian fanfics. I'm just going to revert it. So everyone has their points. Let me show everyone's scores. Carrot Knees is in the lead with 17, then Wenin Lenin, then Burns with 10, then Crispin Fry with 7, Albrock with 6, Grugro, Robot, Kill, Pizza Fiend, Keto, Funky, Natalie with 5, and everyone else with 0. Congratulations to our current winners. And let me just make a note about what's happening. Something was up with the AO3 search with speech tags. It caused the search to behave very differently. For example, Slimer returned 0. That doesn't sound right to me. Also, the text at the top of the table changes erratically sometimes now. Look into that. All right. Why is there 2 birds and 2 lambdas? I don't know. Look, I don't know. One of them will go away, though. One of them will go away. The one that's not real will fade away. This would be a problem if any of them had any points. Then I'd have to figure something out. Currently, I don't have to think about anything. And honestly, I don't intend on thinking about anything for the rest of the evening. I hope that's okay with everyone. I really, really want to keep it stupid, if that's okay. Oh, what did you have with the whack? Well, you've still got it in your back pocket, haven't you? Like, it hasn't won anything this time, so it's available for future rounds. Keep it silly, keep it silly. That's so good. Why? Who here thinks they'd make friends with their clone versus who thinks they would be an enemy of their clone? Yeah, I think a lot of my problems is excessive thinking. I don't think anyone's accused me of insufficient thinking. Misplaced thinking, definitely. But not just like a lack thereof. Okay, the server has restarted again. Please refresh your device. Please re-enter the game. Apologies if you get cloned. Believe you me, it's not my intention. All right, let's have a bit of fun. Let's ask a question master round. Hopefully it should work okay despite the... There you go. You will be asked a question submitted by one of your fellow players. It would be acquaintances. What? Just have a middling... I don't know. I can't imagine that you'd just be acquaintances. Although it happens to people, you know, you drift apart. Not everyone's best enemies, or, you know, some people are twins. And then, you know, they're not necessarily huge parts of each other's lives into adulthood. Could not cope with a clone? I mean, you could live elsewhere. It could be useful. You could, like, have a timeshare in your own life. You'd ghost your clone. Would you be offended if your clone ghosted you? My biggest fear is that I would really be very clingy with my clone, and my clone would be like, fuck off. You're the most boring person I could talk to because you're very predictable to me. It's obviously fine to fucking suck your clone, yeah. I'm not going to have a go at masturbating. I would legit not be able to look at your clone? Why? All right, well, who are we waiting on? Big Papa. And that's it. Oh, no, and Kill. Kill and Big Papa. It's too freaky. That's very offensive. It's not. Don't try to embarrass me with these things. Sorry, I didn't realize this was a puritanical audience. It's fine to have a wank. That's like standard practice. That's like standard belief system. Just look at yourself. Yeah, I do it all the time. I'm doing it literally right now. I've got a little preview window of the stream right there, and I can see a little guy, and that's me. You're me. And if I could, we'd do unspeakable things to each other. All right, everyone's answers are in. That's a mirror, though. What's the difference? Does the person in that mirror have sentience? Yes, I'm sentient. Let me ask you a question, Sean. Would you give me a little kiss? If I could, yes. How's this different to a clone? I can see someone who has all my beliefs. I don't look at myself in the mirror during the deed. Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried it though? It is different. It gives off a different energy. Okay, what are the answers? Would you kiss your clone? Yeah, obviously. Everyone would. I think you're mad for not wanting to do that. It's insane. I don't know what the question is. Oh, how many moons does Uranus have? Thank you, Baldy. You've given me the context clues I needed. But you were in control of what you are doing. You can't do that with a clone. What do you mean? My clone has the ability to consent, just like I do. And I know that my clone would say yes. Because I would. Point? No. No. I think my instigator asking for a point deducts a point. I'm generally fairly unaware of what I look like. That's so powerful, Crispin. I wish I could live like you. Every time I leave the house, I have to evaluate my head for, defects. And most of them I can't do anything about. They're like in the skeleton. All right, how did everyone do? How many moons does Uranus have? People are guessing really big. I think most planets like have a couple or something. Like it's normally... Hang on, Natalie, you didn't give any answers. I'm going to look it up. Unless, Natalie, you've got your own specific answer. How many moons does Uranus have? 29 moons. Well, let me fill in this. 29, that's right for Burns. I'm never not aware of myself. My awareness of the ungainliness of my body is always there lingering. Yeah, you've gone too far the other way. In fact, no, I just think what way Crispin lives is great. I think if we just didn't know, I think that's great. I'm giving points to everyone who said 29. I think that's my moral obligation. I'm pretty sure I set my answer too. Ah, okay. The answers aren't coming through right. The answers aren't coming through correctly. The question master get question round. Or they're not arriving correctly. Or oh no, in fact, they're definitely working because it'll say when stuff's correct. No, it won't. Is it? Question master, ask a question. Something's up there. I can't believe I've created new problems. You've not spoken to my clone, Baldy. Never claim that. That's really rude to say you've spoken to my clone. You know I don't know where they are. You know that's upsetting for me. I don't know where my clone is, and you're saying, oh, they're my friend. Definitely work for someone. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Maybe I'll figure something out. All right, how did the setter do? They received the actual percentage. It wasn't zero. It wasn't zero. I gave some people points. It wasn't zero. Oh no, something's wrong. Oh my God, there's still so many errors. When you manually adjudicate on answers for question master, it's not reflected when showing up. Let's start over. I don't know. Let's just play different rounds. This one's fucked. When you manually adjudicate for question master ask questions, it's not reflected when showing up the target percentage. No, the actual percentage of correct answers. When evaluating the question's setter. Man, I'm a bit disappointed by how broken things are still. I didn't have as much time as I wanted. I can only give about 4 to 5 hours to this between this and last Wednesday. Can we do this one just for the questions? I mean, I'll roll it again. I might learn more things. Here's the current state of the scores. I can't roll up or down. Hopefully it will show you on your own page in a second. That's the end of that round. And now here's another question from one of your teammates. Not teammate, fellow players. If ever I end up in the middle of a long list, I can't do anything about it. I'm stuck. I'm just stuck. Someone has to answer the question. Oh, I'll implement what Albert said as well. Maybe you could make the buttons always be on screen so you could always scroll. That's such an obvious fix. I just didn't document it correctly. We're all one team. Yeah, if anyone wins, then we all win. And if anyone loses, that doesn't reflect on anyone else. Sometimes it's good just to gentle parent each other. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's so true. And that's so important as well these days. Okay, we're waiting on Kill. We're waiting on David Hall lol. And we're waiting on Carrot Knees. I quite enjoy that I don't know what the question is. Maybe I won't fix that. I think that actually is a bit of fun for me. You don't dream of Labour. Not even the old Labour Party when it was good. I think everyone's in. No, we're waiting on Natalie. What kind of milk does everyone get? What colour? When was that? No, I don't want to say. I don't want to get into. There's definitely a time with the massive expansion of the welfare state and the integration of like union force into policy that I'd say, yeah, fair enough. Comparatively, is it my ideal state of things? No. In my ideal state, we'd all live by the sea. Let's show the answers. Okay. I would love to know what question. It's mostly... Big Popper, did you put Cairo in for a joke? Otherwise, that's a big error. I'd love it by the sea. Oh, you'd love the sea, robot. The salt's really good for you. With climate change, you'll get your wish. Oh, yeah, that is exciting. Although I live up quite a big hill, so I think I'll be the last to enjoy it. And by then, you know, it'll be quite a lot of people on the hill. Big Popper, did you put Cairo in on purpose? The sea scares me, Josie. You'd love it. Okay, we've got Legend Za, Legend XY. Yes. We've also got Mince and Potato, Za, Flump, Orange. I'm going to assume a lot of the answers are like protest answers because they resent being asked about Pokemon. But if you had the right target percentage, that could be just the way to go. Let's see if it works. No, the answers aren't coming through. That's a shame. All right, Bird, can you help me adjudicate on what should... To be honest, we'd need to do a lot of manual adjudication anyway because people are typing it in different ways. Bird, can you give me some advice here? Legend ZA and its variations should be correct. So Legend ZA, I'll accept. Do we want Legends without specifying ZA? Albrot's got it right. Legend ZA. Legend ZA. What about if they just say Legends? What do you think of that? ZA, I'll accept. ZA, I'll accept. Legends, ZA, I'll accept. What about just Legends? Because there was Pokemon Legends Arceus. Nope. All right. Wrong. Sorry, Baldy. All right. This is a pretty decent spread. Let's hope it pays out big. Although it can't possibly because this bit doesn't work. And I'm not going to do it manually. Yeah, you've made a weak enemy today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. What's 7 out of 19? 7 out of 19 as a percentage. Can I search that and get it? 36.84. 36.84. Yeah, 37, some might say. Nowhere near. You wouldn't have scored anything anyway. The question was set by Natalie. That's not true, is it? It was birds. Something suspect. Let's move on. Here's the scores as they stand. I can't scroll up. I can't scroll up. Well, that was the scores. Let's just do something we could understand. How about a Hansard whack? Just a bit of fun, eh? It wasn't 68. It wasn't Natalie either. It's not working. You have to gentle parent me, bird. What are these exclamation marks doing? It's not working. We'll do a Hansard whack just to calm our nerves. We just need to calm our nerves, okay? We need to take a breath. I'll fix it. I'm having a bit of a problem at the moment because I need to send a lot of emails. And emails are kind of a sticky task because the person you email will email you back. And then the task it never goes away. And then you have to send another email because someone emails you and you email them back and they email you back. It's encroaching on everything. Albrot, that's so good. Can a mod pin that? Can you manually give birds some points? I don't know what points to give, and I don't want to do the maths, you know? Just accept that it doesn't really matter. Thanks, Funky. I knew you'd know about gentle parenting. I knew it. Why have you said 40 points, question mark? Just out of curiosity. We're doing Hansard Whack now. It's just a fun game. We're just here to have a perfectly normal time. I'm hoping I'll get a bit more time and I can fix this stuff up. The thing that really gets me is I struggle to surface the errors myself on my own. And I don't know why, but things tend to work for me and then I do them here and they stop working. All right. Have your big thinks. Are you talking about your clone again, Crispin? I love it though, Funky. I love intuiting things about people. And I know that people in general don't like it. People in general hate when I say a true thing about them that I have never been told and I just am sort of guessing. But I love it. It makes me feel so powerful. It's a real rush for me. Okay, we're just still waiting on a few people. Pizza Fiend, FMC, Robot, David Hoare, When in Lenin, Bird.exe. There are no true facts about me. Honestly, Crispin, I don't have the biggest read on you, but you've given me a big data point that you don't know what you look like. That's eliminated lots of kinds of people. It's like Guess Who, you know? I find out something about you and I learn loads of people that you aren't until there's a little blob and then I can make a good guess. Waiting on Pizza Fiend. Yeah. I can probably guess a lot of true things about Josie Russell. Obviously now I feel like I'm on the spot to do one. Here's a guess. Here's a guess, and I think it could be off mark. Josie Russell was superstitious as a teenager. What do you think of that? I love it. I love doing this. I'm got a good read on people. I can believe it. It's just a thing I can do. Do you know what? I think it's a bit of Darren Brownish confirmation bias. I'm wrong all the time with these, but no one remembers that. They just remember these moments. No, I'm not doing more. I'm going out on a high. I felt like that was a real good... It was good to get a bullseye and then walk away. All right, how's everyone doing here? Tylenol. I don't think so. QAnon. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. David Hoare. I mean, it sounds like a name that an MP could have. I don't think they'll mention our David Hoare. No offense, David Hoare. But unless you're like a terrorist or you own one of 7 conglomerates that control the economy, people don't tend to come up. Although Richard Herring is in there 5 times, but mainly because of his connection with a post office. Okay, Kirby Kane, Console Error, Toby Carvery, QAnon, Bussy, Toboggan, Do the Bartman, Hoisted by His Own Petard. They're going to say that too many times. That's a fancy thing to say. Genuinely one of my longest friendships started by him doing a Darren Brown and guessing the first time we met that my parents were divorced because of an affair. That's an easy guess. That's such an easy guess. Mine's so better than that. That's such an easy guess. I could tell you right now whose parents are divorced in the chat. That's so easy. That's not even worth it. Obviously, I can't guess it if people's parents divorced like recently. I know if they divorced when they were like 16 or before. It leaves indelible marks. On first meet, yeah. I mean, especially with you, Josie. Some people radiate a certain energy. You're very sincere. You're not particularly guarded. You're a safe guesser. Well, no, I'd need like I'd need a bit of time. I wouldn't be able to do it in the first half hour. I'll say that. If they did it in the first half hour, that's pretty good. Yeah, this all looks correct to me. This is what I was expecting. QAnon. Yep. Toboggan. Why? Hoisted by His Own Petard. Only 3. Angela Carter. Nail Files. Toby Carvery. Bussy. Console Error. What? Cardiac Incident. Only the 1. Well, huge... Oh, Tylenol. Okay, fair enough. Well, some gigantic congratulations to Robot Baldy and Lambda. Tylenol, David Hoare, Cardiac Incident, and Console Error. Angela Carter deserves more hits. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm surprised that Hoisted by His Own Petard hasn't been said every other day in the House of Lords. 16 is more than I expected for QAnon. Here's the thing, Killian, is that sometimes a term comes up and it would only come up if it was like central to a debate. So it's possible those hits are mostly from one debate. Yeah, I agree, Burnzoid. And it hasn't been around that long. So I'm surprised it only got the 1 mention. Any of these people are interested in? I'm interested in Bussy. Don't put that in the randomizer. Don't, please, in advance, don't put that in the randomizer. Just in advance, please don't put that in the randomizer. I'm interested. I would like to know the context in which Bussy was said. Console error, I think's worth a look. How is QAnon being spelled in Hansard, though? Probably a few ways. We learnt recently, like, you would think they have like a style guide for everything, but they disagree over when to give the cute apostrophe on Pokemon. QAnon. How did Killian spell it? Oh, no gap. Well, interesting. Online filter bubbles 2024 or prevent an independent review 2023. Standards of behavior in political life 2022. Online safety bill 2022. Freedom of speech 2021. Holocaust Memorial Day 2021. Counterterrorism 2021. And what if I put a space in? What would that have done? No, they never write it like that. No, that's always... Okay, let me just check on Bussy. I think that sentence is probably better constructed. There is apparently... What? Hang on. There is... what? Huh? I can't pass out this sentence, so I'm just going to pass it on to you to think about. Member is that he reminds me at least of the villain in H.G. Wells's book, The Autocracy of Mr. Parham, Sir Blasted Bussy, buy up the universe Woodcock, of whom it was said he's the sort of man who buys up everything, shops and houses and factories, estates and pothouses, quarries, whole trades, buys things on the way to you, fiddles about with them before you get them. You can't eat a pat of butter in London now before he's bought and sold it. I think there's a villain in a H.G. Wells's book, although I think the villain is probably Mr. Parham or Parham. But what's Sir Blasted Bussy? Like, I can't pass out what that is in the sentence. Unless... So Blasted Bussy, buy up the universe Woodcock is like someone. Is there a link? Yeah, it's a link to this They Work For You debate. It's actually... This is the Railways Board's Power of Disposal discussion in 14th of April 1981. You've got it. All right. Fair enough. There's also a French person called Le Comte de Bussy-Rabutin. And there's also a Mr... Wow. Guess who said Mr. Bussy in 1923? Oswald fucking Mosley. Oswald Mosley was the first person to say Bussy in Parliament. Oh, Lambda's ahead of me, yeah. Do you know his grandson's the head of Palantir UK? I don't know if Albert's allowed to talk about Oswald Mosley. All right, that's Bussy. Plot: Mr. Parham is a university don with solid right-wing convictions who dreams of finding a rich benefactor to finance a review he can edit. He thinks he has found such a man in Sir Bussy Woodcock. That's not a good name. That name's aged like nothing. All right. With that, I think I'm expressing myself amazingly. All right, with that, how are the scores looking? 2 birds, can't be helped. 2 lambdas, can't be helped. Well done to Crispin, who's currently in the lead, then Burns, then Robot, then Carrot Knees, then Kill, then FMC, then Grugr, then Wen and Lenin, David Hall, Becca Bix, Albrat, the 2 Lambda girls, neck and neck with Baldy, Fluff Weasel, along with Popper Peter and Josie Russell, all have 7. Then the 5s with Natalie, Pizza Fiend, and It's Das Keto. And that is the end of that round. Shall we redress the balance after discussing Oswald Mosley by naming a woman? This is Name a Woman. Your job is to name a woman who is relatively obscure. And obscurity here is determined through total Wikipedia page views within the last 60 days. Women without a Wikipedia page or cannot be found through the Wikipedia searcher, which does use redirects, by the by, will score 0 points. Did the Palantir ever do anything good in the full Lord of the Rings lore? I'm not a big Lord of the Rings head. I've been considering doing a Lord of the Rings blast at some point. I think maybe I'm finally old enough to enjoy Lord of the Rings. As a teenager, I could not give a shit. I just couldn't get a grip on that thing. It very much bored me, but I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to care. But my understanding is that Saruman just used it to spy on stuff. Doesn't sound good. I was listening to the audiobooks. They're meant to be good, aren't they? It's done by Gollum, right? Takes ages to leave the Shire. I mean, the Shire's just great, isn't it? I think I'd love it if it never left the Shire. I'd love it just dealing with the politics of the hobbits. Hearing exactly how much clumps of butter they put on their toast. I love Lord of the Rings. I think I have the potential to love Lord of the Rings. I read it all. It just didn't really make an impression on me. Competitively is spelt wrong on the client side, but Kruger said client side. That's so smart. You spell competitively wrong on... What round are we doing? What round is this? What are we doing? Name a woman. On the Name a Woman play page. That's embarrassing, but I can live with that. As long as the game functions, I can deal. Try The Hobbit. I know The Hobbit. I love The Hobbit. Oh, I loved The Hobbit. The idea that The Hobbit then gets sequelized with something with a wildly different tone. Okay, waiting on Robot. Robot can't name a woman. Very cringe, have to say. Who else can't name a woman? Big Popper Peter can't name a woman. Disappointing. Becca Bix can't name a woman. Do you love the Hobbit films? No, I haven't watched them. I think I watched 1 or 2 of the Lord of the Rings films. So how do I spell Silmarillion? The Silmarillion's a woman. The Hobbit films were bad? Oh, shame. Has there been a crash or something, or are people just being slow? Do you think you'd like it, Kate? The swords and... Oh, here we go. We're in. We're ready to go. Mr. Mittens has joined, which is exciting. But in the shake-up, we're just waiting on Natalie now. Natalie, do you know any women? I watched the first film and it was too long. I don't like fantasy gubbins. What about sci-fi? Do you like a spaceship? Do you think you could enjoy Dune, Kate? I challenge you, Kate, to watch the first Dune film. And yeah, I don't mind it, not my fave. You should check out The Big Worms, I think. I think you could find something in The Worms to enjoy. The David Lynch one. And the new one. I don't know. I'm not going to come out to bat for the David Lynch Dune, but if you want to watch that one instead, you can. I watched the new one, and then I read the books, and I generally had quite a nice time. I didn't read all the books. I wish I'd read more of them. I read, like, the first 2, which isn't that many. But for me, that's loads. Okay, how are we doing? Betty Spaghetti. Mitochondrial Eve. Philippa Foot. Philippa Foot. I know that name. Do I? It's the philosopher. Philippa Foot's good, right? She's from New York. Is she the... Oh, she's English. She's the trolley problem. Oh, who was I thinking of? Guess it doesn't matter now. Philippa Foot's a good one. Nice one, Gregor. Nice one. Can we all say nice one to Gregor? Oof. Huge results for Rebecca Gayheart. No one's put in someone that's made up. No one's put in, like, someone that doesn't really exist. Hang on, how are that many people getting 2 points? Oh, I think I've been quite generous with the points on this one. No, too high, too high, too high, too high. Ithel Colquhoun, good result. Danielle Nichols. Oh, we're getting low now. We're getting to obscurity. Harriet Cass. Is that top? Is that the top? Yeah, it is. 9 points for the top. Harriet Cass. I don't know how these are calculated. No offense to any of the women. But it feels like the view counts are really high generally. Harriet Cass, who is? Harriet Cass is a freelance broadcaster, best known for her work on BBC Radio 4 as a senior announcer with responsibility for news reading and continuity. Very nice. Very nice choice. She worked up from being a secretary in 1972. Then she became a sub-editor, then the chief sub-editor. Yeah, great. In September 2012, it was announced that Cass would leave the BBC, having opted for voluntary redundancy as a result of the organisation. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know who Rebecca Gayheart is. I misspelt someone, it redirected me to her, but she's incredibly famous. She's the most famous woman on this list. I wonder if it counts bots scraping hits. I don't really know. This goes through Wikipedia's like public API. And my breakdown of where the figure comes from is limited. It seems quite high to me. When I first was checking it out, I put in a search for Beyonce and that came to 500,000. And then I put in one for Delia Derbyshire and it was like 12,000. And I was like, those numbers look correct. And then that's it. That's as far as I went. I want to find out who Rebecca Gayheart is first. Oh, she was in Scream 2. She's like quite a famous actress. What's she been in? Filmography. Legal issues. She pleaded no contest to vehicular manslaughter. She's been in Whatever Happened to Mason Reese, Someone Is Waiting, Nothing to Lose, Scream 2, Hair Shirt, Urban Legend, Puppet, Jawbreaker, From Dusk Till Dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter, Shadow Hours, Urban Legends Final Cut, Doppelganger, Harvard Man, Pipe Dream, Santa's Sleigh. You know what? She might not be that famous. Oh, she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, though. She was in GBF. What's that? Gay Best Friend? Yes, the tagline of the film is "Being out has never been so in." In television, she was in Beverly Hills 90210, Sliders, Invasion, Hercules, The Division, Nip Tuck, Medium, Vanish, CSI in Miami, Ugly Betty, The Cleaner. I think that's the kind of person that probably gets a lot of hits and probably a lot of scrapings that go into like IMDb and movie databases and stuff. What was the request before? Can we look at Mary Barber? Yeah, let me go back up to the top here. Mary Barber. Scottish activist and councillor, a bailey and a magistrate, Barber was closely associated with the Red Clydeside movement in the early 20th century, especially for her role as the main organiser of the Women of Govan, or Govan. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Govan? The protesters became known as Miss Barber's Army. She was the founder of the Women's Peace Crusade. She stood as a Labour candidate and was elected to Glasgow Town Council in 1920, representing the Fairfield ward in Govan. She was one of the first female councillors in the city. She was also one of the first female bailies of Glasgow Corporation. She advocated for the provision of women and children's health and welfare services. Great. On her 74th birthday, there was a special tribute to Barber on the front page of the Govan Press newspaper. Recognition of the impact of her activism is still evident in Govan across Glasgow today. There is a statue of her at Govan Cross. Murals depicting her with Isabella Elder and reimagining her as a modern-day campaigner have been commissioned in Govan. She is also included in the Clutha Bar Memorial. Yeah, fair enough. She seems like a real one. I didn't realise how it was calculated. I could have had a very bad time. What did you think was happening? What did you think was going on? It is good seeing... It's good to see big numbers. It feels very detailed and filled in. Feels good. All right, that's that one. Here are the scores. Well, here's a cross-section of the scores. I can scroll neither up nor down. That's a shortcoming on my end. That was that round. Should we clump? You want to clump, everyone? Clumpsters is a round concept I'm still thinking about. The concept, I'll click it so you can see. The concept behind clumpsters, I can't even get to the top. Let me... With clumping, you're given a prompt and you're also given a target. You want to answer in such a way that there are only a certain number of people who answer the same thing. So you want to answer in a way that you believe only 3 other people will also give. You're not interested in the truth. You're interested in predicting what 3 other people will say. Too high, you won't score as well. Too low, you also won't score very well. It doesn't matter if you get too high or too low. It's just about closeness to it. It says 4 others on the screen. Yeah, I guess the club target... I guess the club target is 5 then. Yeah, you're right. What does it say on your screen? I got a prompt but no target. All right, let me put that in my notes. Just an oversight on my part then. In Clumpsters, players aren't shown the clump target on their screen. That's an easy fix. I don't know what the prompt is you've been given. I need to do more to give myself this information. Now, I don't really know how well this round works. Is this the thing people can be good at? Is it just random? Is it arbitrary? Is there any skills? Is it interesting to think about as a player? If I notice any secret Discord clump chats, you'll all get disbarred from clumping. You can add disbarred from clumping to your CV. Two confident assertions from Grugger Smith. Is there a... What do you think... what deficit would you need to be bad at it? Like, what skill is it even testing? Okay, we're waiting on Mr. Mittens. We're waiting on Baldy. We're waiting on When in Lenin. We're waiting on Bird. And that's it. Being able to read groups. Oh, yeah. A clump catchphrase. Let's dump that clump. Dumping the clump doesn't sound quite right because you're more like you're assembling a clump, aren't you? You're forming a clump. Doesn't roll off the tongue, but you could say, let's form a clump. Here's the tagline, let's form a clump. Yes, I guess it's like knowing what other people know, knowing how things are generally perceived, knowing what the general knowledge is. Answering from Shaz, just waiting on Baldy, also waiting on Bird as well. Haven't heard from Bird recently. I hope she's okay. Bird? Bird? Is there an obvious answer? I don't even know what the question is. I need to give myself more information. You need to give yourself more information. You don't even know what the clump question is when they're all clumping. There we go. A little note for myself. I think Bird's ill. Bird has a propensity to like get up and make an interesting drink and stuff. So yeah, we should just play on, you know. But Baldy's here. Baldy's thinking. Maybe Baldy's not. I made a hot shot, and that's completely valid. That's completely valid. But there'll come a point where we play on, and it's coming pretty soon. Baldy, if you're listening, we're going to play on. Baldy, we're about to play on. Can't stop me. I'm going to play on. I'm saying it out loud. Everyone's got plenty of time. Maybe you can have a time limit. This is a time limit. I say I'm going to play on after I get bored. When I run out of things to say, I play on. That's the time limit, and it's flexible. It's so flexible. It occurs when I get bored. Okay. Let's just go straight to evaluating. I don't think there's a point in showing them and then evaluating them because you can kind of count them as they come in. Okay. Okay. What was the question? Oh, what color do you associate with sleep? Is that the question? Wow, there's a clump size of 7. So what? Hang on, what did people say? So blue is the number one answer for people. So loads of people said blue, and they went over the odds on it. And I can completely understand. Blue is the sleep color. Yeah, get out of the blue clump. See, this is where I think the skill is that blue, I think, is the top answer. Purple, I was expecting more for, to be honest. Navy blue is too specific, obviously. But anyone who said grey or white or lavender, they all scored much bigger because they were in a clump of 3. 1 is definitely not a clump. Yeah, people shouldn't actually. I thought there was something in the code that disqualified ones because that's not even a clump. People are scoring points for a 1 clump. People should never score points for a 1 clump. I might also increase the the range so that clump sizes can go up to like 12 or something. I think clump sizes of up to 12 might get more interested. Also, this says the target was 4, but the previous screen said 4 others. Yeah, that's also an oversight. The clump screen says you need 4 other players. But actually, I think it says that when the target is actually 4. That's confusing. Thank you very much. Pick 1. Okay. Thank you for the gifted sub, Grugger Smith. That's very kind of you. Why punish the iconoclastic? Iconoclasm has its place in society. I think... Hang on, no, what are you talking about? I'm not actually confident I've got a grip on what you're saying. Or what you mean. But once I do, I'll respond in full. Oh, nearly everyone has points. Right at the very top, we have Robot with 31 points. Then we've got Grugger with 30, Crispin Fryer with 30, Wenin Lenin with 25, Kill with 24, Burns with 23, Funky Mr. Chicken with 22, Carrot Ease at 20, Becca Bix at 18, David Hoare and Albert at 17. It's that Das Keto at 15, along with Josie Russell. Then the 14 block with 2 Lambda Girls, Big Papa Peter and Baldy. Then Natalie and Pizza Fiend at 12, Fluff Weasel at 10, Kate and Shaz at 9, although I believe they joined late, Mr. Mittens at 5, Bird.exe with 3, along with her clone Bird.exe, and lastly Fluff, who did... Oh, that's a different Fluff. I don't know. Maybe the real Fluff Weasel is Fluff Weasel. It's good when lots of people have points. I think that's good. Giving no points to clumps of 1. It's just not the name of that game, though. Like, I guess spiritually, I believe I am on the side of the iconoclast, but I can't give points to people who are wrong. I changed the username to one of the many restarts. Oh, and you put in a different name than before. If that does turn out to be the case, I'll give the points that belong to the other Fluff Weasel to you. But the way to ensure continuity of personhood is to just spell your username the same way you did before. The one no, yeah, Crispin, now you're thinking in slogans. No 1 clump chumps. All right, you know which ones work and which ones don't. What do you want to play? It seems like the only safe choices currently is... Oh no, we could do another AO3 whack, actually. I think I redeployed it with the old version. So we're back to the shipping forecast. Sorry, internally it's called AO3 whack, which is not a good name. All right, we are searching through the largest internet database of fan fiction. Your job is to come up with characters, story tags, names of like franchises or media properties, and you want to get the lowest numbers of hits on Archive Our Own, i.e. smallest numbers of fanfics submitted or written that have those terms included. Broken? Hang on. Let me look. Oh, yes, it is. It is broken. I'll fix. It will require server restart, but I will fix. I'll be good. I will behave so well. When I tried to roll it back, I rolled it back to the wrong version. Just me being daft. But you need to remember as well, I think a lot of people take for granted that there's a lot of just basic cognitive load taken up by broadcasting. And then on top of that, I'm doing something very complicated. And I make mistakes at the best of times. I redeployed the broken one. Yeah, Albrock got it right away. No, it wasn't punctuation. It wasn't punctuation. It's completely my fault. The fix I made in the first place that we started the game with didn't work. And then I redeployed to that rather than what we had last week, which did work. Don't worry about using punctuation. It won't cause a problem. Should we refresh? Not yet. I'll tell you when. Won't be long. It's just deploying now. Hello, Rosemary. All I can think about is streaming being described as having a cognitive load. It is having a cognitive load. I've got some audio bars. I've got a whole bunch of scenes. I've got the server here. I've got the code base. I've got the GitHub. I've got the console logs. I've got my admin panel that dictates the bits of the game. I've got the display screen that I need to be scrolling all the time. There's a lot. I'm spinning more plates than you could even quantify, really. Although if I had to quantify them, I'd say 8. Back in the day, we called this streamer brain. Oh, yeah, but that streamer brain's just the base level, and I've added several plates that are spinning on top of that. So, like, I need a more clinical sounding word, you know? Like, I need something way bigger, heavier sounding. Okay, I think we're about to be good. The database is connected. The server is listening. Everyone refresh your devices. Everyone get in there. And we'll do an AO3 whack. Streamer brain is when you fail. Cognitive load is ongoing. That's it. Streamer brain is the mistakes, but the cognitive load is the strain. Do we need to use quotes? That would be so... No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, you should be awaiting instruction. Here's an instruction. Let's play the shipping forecast. I'm going to add a note for myself. Think about an experiment with the use of quotes, the limit search stuff in the shipping forecast. I feel bad that I used the word stuff. That was a streamer brain. Couldn't come up with a better term. And I feel like I really made such a good impression when I said client side earlier. It's crashed, hasn't it? It's crashed. I have no idea why. I went back to the old version that was stable. Oh well. Why did it? All right, it's off the cards. It's off the table. It's broken. Man, that means more rounds are broken this time than were broken last time. I've gone backwards. I've backwards. All right, I'll spin it up again. We'll play a couple more rounds, and then we'll call the winner. We'll do one more. We'll do a name a woman. We'll do a Hansard whack, and maybe I'll call it that. There's clearly like a lot of work under the hood I need to do. It was probably an invalid submission. Maybe. Let's look. Let's see. What crashed it? Oh, do you know what? What did crash it? I think the crash wasn't a bad crash. I think someone sent in an answer. They didn't refresh their device, and they sent in an answer before I loaded the round. And so it didn't know where to put it, I think. So I might try that again, actually, just to verify that that is what's happening. This is you humoring me testing things. All right, everyone refresh your device. Yeah, like someone's sending an answer now. Did someone just try and send an answer? Because it's just crashed it again. Everyone has to refresh that device. Because if someone tries to submit an answer, I just refreshed. Yeah, it might be that it's some sort of signal that's hanging. Like it might not be none of you. Something else might be happening. It might be like a signal's kind of waiting. In either way, I need to put in an exception for this. Sometimes after a crash, someone might submit an answer. If they do, and there's no round active, the server will crash because it is looking for a receive answer function that, well, actually it'll be called a method that doesn't exist. Make an exception to handle this gracefully and expose the issue to the console, and actually that player would be able to resubmit if they refresh, so that should work okay. Let's see if the server's alive. Yeah, it's alive. The server's alive. I'm going to hit the shipping forecast again, and maybe it will work. I think that crash was caused by. I think it was crashed before we even started playing. Yeah, we're in. We're working. We're living. We're succeeding. It's crashed. Why? It's crashed. It's crashed. Hello, Zap. How are you doing? Well, that's just that, isn't it? That's just that. We'll just play some of the rounds. It's just how it is, you know. I can fix all of this. Why don't you put on your testing document at the top? Remember that you're trying your best. I think that would wind me up. I think I don't want that. No. This is an error in the thing. I don't understand because we're playing with the version we had last time, which worked. This worked for. But maybe I've changed something and not realized it. I don't understand. But I don't want to give more time trying to understand. It's getting late. My ability to figure things out is gonna start failing. Just got out of work, took over a call from my team member because customer wanted to speak to me for 40 minutes past center closing time, but I'm well. Well, I'm glad you've recovered from that. Is there a difference with the clients? I don't completely understand the question, Duskito. But that could easily be on me. All right, let me refresh some things on my end. Let's just play Hansard Whack. Hansard Whack's so stable. And then we'll end with a name a woman, and then we'll get out on that, I think. You probably didn't get a signal there, did you? I think now you will. Huh? Is it just crashed? Hello? Oh, it's this issue where people are trying to send something after the server crashed. I haven't changed any client-side code. The client-side code is very minimal, to be honest. It's mostly on the server. How do I uncrash you? I just restarted you. Okay. We've recovered. We're back. It's Hansard Whack. This will be our penultimate round. Well, the trick is, Robot, if someone wants to be humiliated, you can't give it to them. No, you can't humiliate people who want it. It plays to their hands. I also want to make another note for myself. Reduce the amount of console logs. There's too many logs. It makes things hard to read. Okay, thank you to the people who are answering. It won't be long now. That's deep. I think it's straightforward. You know, when a lot of people are naughty for attention, it's just that simple. But some people are naughty, and when they get told off, they never see it coming. They're like, oh my God, I'm getting strong pointed negative feedback, and they don't do it again. JavaScript debugging is one of my least favorite things. I don't know any other way of life, Fluff. This is how I live. Am I good at it? No. Do you know what? I'm not bad at debugging, actually. I think I'm pretty good at that. I just hate testing. I hate testing things. I love getting told off. Well, it depends on the context, actually. If I know I'm doing something wrong, then getting told off is the pudding. Doing the naughty thing is dinner, and getting told off is the pudding. But if I didn't realize I was doing something wrong and then I get told off, my entire cognition rumbles. It's like I'm being killed. I know people who are naughty are surprised by being told off but keep doing it. Yeah, because sometimes the telling off isn't enough to discourage the behavior. Some people don't tell off hard enough. But some people think, you know, a good, effective telling off isn't about looking angry or being loud. It's about being pointed. You want to be like, you're not supposed to be like a barbarian. You're supposed to be an assassin. A good telling off can cut to the heart. If someone tells me off, it grinds my gears. Yeah. If someone tells me off and I think I didn't actually deserve it, then that becomes like a heaviness that goes into my soul, and it's like a rock at the bottom of a Tesco's carrier bag. I can just feel it like distending and pulling on the fabric. But if I deserved it, one of those rocks gets removed. All right, what did you all answer? So I have to be naughty, you know, to remove the rock. I clicked my button. Show the answers. Excuse me, I clicked my button, thank you. When we've said Sean to you, is that a bad telling off? It's definitely interacting with what we're talking about. It's definitely in the mix. Where's my server? Are you just being slow? Are you just being a little slug? Let's assume that the display page has got a stale WebSocket. That's what we could call it. The display page has a stale WebSocket, let's say. There we go. Interesting. Stick.man is a confusing... is a real attempt. So what have we got? The shoe people? I mean, maybe. Baldy, Hale and Pace, Gordon Ramsay, Robot Wars, Omegaverse, Stick.man, Kink Shame. I think that's one word. Novelty Condom. There's no chance. Ban shell suits. I think in Parliament they wouldn't say it like that. They'd say, I think we should prohibit the wearing of shell suits. Bad boy, definitely. Melton Mowbray, obviously. Nutella, definitely. Goodness gracious me, could go either way. Egg and spoon race. It's very plausible. I can't scroll at the moment, so I'm just going to evaluate the answers now. Yeah, there was no chance on these. There was no chance on these. Okay, Melton Mowbray, Buccaneers, Neds. Yeah, Neds. Bad Boy, Gordon Ramsay, Egg and Spoon Race. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, fair amount of hits. Financial Domination, Hail and Pace, both at 5. Nutella at 4. Yo Sushi, Robot Wars, The Shoe People with 1, and Baldy with 1, and Bean Juice with 1. All right, I think Baldy is going to be about some verbal abuse someone received. But what are the rest about? Bean Juice. Bean Juice is huge. In the city of Bradford, babies are being weaned on baked bean juice. Oh yes, we did cover this before. In fact, this is a holdover from a previous discovery. And Baldy, it's got to be like someone gave this as a term of abuse. No member of the committee, other than those with parliamentary experience, had, to use an Ulster expression, a baldy about what was going on. Oh, is that like getting angry? Is the ban list gone? It got refreshed when I made version 2.1. It's a term of affection. What, in Ulster? It sounds like from context they're saying no one got angry about it. Because when people get angry now, they say they got bald about it. Tell me when shoe people when? Okay, shoe. What was the actual wording you put in? It was the shoe people. Is this something you already knew about, David, or have you come out very lucky? This is a debate from 2024. Statement by the Minister for Culture, Skills and Social Partnership, Creative Industries. Large number of Welsh animations. In the 1990s, Wales experienced a golden age of animation. S4C was integral in helping produce a number of popular animated shows. Super Ted, The Shoe People, Sam Tan, and Gogs. If you watch... I don't know how to pronounce that as Welsh. If you watch either a name of a TV station or a channel or a programming block, you will see programs such as Peppa Pig dubbed into Welsh. Those are very important subsectors. Can the Minister outline how the Welsh? You were just very lucky. It's a great guess and you were rewarded very handsomely. In fact, let's find out how handsomely. It has pushed you into the top 10, which is good. Grugger is currently leading with 39, Robot with 38, Crispin with 30. So there's actually quite a jump between 2 and 3 here. Kill at 29, Lennon with 28, 2 26ers, Burns David Hoare, Baldy and Becca Bix at 23, FMC at 22, Popper at 21, Josie Russell and Karen East tied at 20. Then the 319s, Lambda Girl, Pizza Fiend, and the other Lambda Girl. It's that Das Keto with 18, Albrock with 17, Bluff Weasel with 15, Kate with 14, Natalie with 12, Shaz with 9, Mr. Mittens with 5, the Two Birds with 3, and then B-Jam and the other Fluff languishing in last place. We're now going to move on to our last round of the game. Apologies, it's been a bit of arguably a more troubleshooty one than the first one, but I will fix. This is only my second playtest of the year, of this new version. That is the end of that round. Can people tell me, previously Albrock was saying that now that it's between rounds, it should show you your points and like your position. Do those look right to you? That looks right? Good. I've made a little tweak. Previously, it was using a different system for like ordering you into rounds. It's not showing. Unfortunately, it's right. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's end with Name a Woman. Yes, but not when I was drawn with 10 other people for third. So this is what was happening, right? There are different ways of generating where it counts people as being. And previously, let's say you've got one person with 10 points, 2 people with 5 points and 1 person with 4 points. The previous system would have given the person with 4 points 4th place, because it's kind of accounting for the ties and going, well, they're the 4th person on the list. But this new version would say that person is in 3rd place and that the 2 people who are tied are both in 2nd place. And that seems to be more intuitive to people. Hello, Captain. Kind of. We're doing our last round and then we're out. It's still showing as a drawn position. Aren't you in a drawn position? Josie, you're in a drawn position with carrot knees. That's insane and wrong. Which one? I've just contrasted 2 methods. Which one, Albert, is insane? There's basically 3 methods you can use, right? Isn't that what we didn't want? Well, you didn't like how it was before, so I changed it to the only reasonable alternative. I had it set to the one where numbers... Crispin? I like first, tied for 2nd, then 4th. That's what we had before, but people were saying their scores looked wrong. If there are 6 people tied for 1st and I have 1 fewer points, I should be listed at 7th place. I agree, Albert. It's just... last time people were saying their rank order seemed wrong, and so I changed it. But I'll change rank order back. Change rank order back, because now they don't like it. Change it back to how they didn't like it before. All right, fine. This is a huge other part of troubleshooting is the psychological aspect. It's explicitly not. It is what I had before. I looked under the hood, and that was how it was generating the rows. It's the same. No, it's not. I've changed it. I swear down that I changed it from the thing you're now saying you want to this new thing, which is the only alternative. And it was doing it wrong. I'll take a look. I'll take a little look. We'll see. Please don't make me look at the VOD. Ignore the VODs. No VODs. Let's just do our final. Let's do our final round, and then leave it to me. And then there'll be new problems next week. Listen, just name a woman, all right? Just name a woman, will you? Quit your whining and just name a woman, all right? Sean's gone full Oracle. All I want is to be... I was at the very top, I said, I need gentle parenting. And when I got it, I loved it. But you just couldn't be consistent. I couldn't be consistently gentled. Someone's dropped the ball, you know, but it's not clear who, you know. We're part of a dialectical relationship. Someone's harsh with me, I'm harsh with them. I'm more of a mirror than you'll ever realize. I'm an empath. How do I join normal game again? Yeah, you just want to go seanmall.com/play. I don't know. I think that's the best time to be gentle parented. That's exactly when you want your parents to be gentle. Because if they're harsh, you'll be destroyed. Well, one of us is a clone. See, I'm a big believer that if I was cloned, it doesn't matter who's the clone and who's not. Unless the clone has like a really limited lifespan, and then it is useful to know. You're saying got it. You are specifically channeling the gentle parent from TikTok who talks about gentle parenting Republican family members, right? What if the clone's just a very good impersonator? Then I'd say I wouldn't count them. I wouldn't count them as me. I'd count them as a fraud. I think if someone tried to gentle parent me, then I'd hit them. If they were doing it well, that thought wouldn't enter your mind. You would be calm. You'd be calm like the tiger who had the thorn taken out of its paw. You would be so soothed. It would be like a bolt of morphine hitting your frontal cortex. With a sufficiently gentle parent, they can stop cars. They can hold their hands out like Chris Pratt to the Velociraptors. A gentle parent can stop bullets like Neo. None of you have what it takes. Apart from Funky, actually. Funky's doing a great job. Although when they said got it, I could see through the facade. Yeah, Yeah, you've come up with one of the huge problems of cognition and behaviors app, which is you're required to behave in the moment, but later on you might have better thoughts. Yes, Darren Brown has a touch of gentle parenting about him, but I wouldn't call him a gentle parent. He's on the way. He has no warmth to him, though. He's a frigid little man. I don't like the language of gentle parenting because it's patronizing framing. I think calming anyone down is patronizing. If you treat someone as an adult, you should let them rage. Why are you all watching parenting content? Shaz, I don't come round your house and tell you off for watching. What does Shaz watch? What does Shaz watch? What's a TV show I absolutely think Shaz watches? I feel like maybe you watch the one where people who own bed and breakfasts go and do a come dine with me. I can't remember what it's called, but I think sometimes you watch that. And I don't have a go at you for that. I think that's fine. Sean thinks hostage negotiators are patronizing. They are patronizing. You don't want to shoot those guys? You don't want to shoot one of the hostages whenever you hear them say, it's all going to be okay, we can talk about this? I'd be wound up in an instant. I would consider them the murderer. They're responsible for the hostages dying. 4 in a bed, yeah. I don't come round to yours, Shaz, when you're watching 4 in a bed. All right, looks like all our women have come home to roost. I think we have different definitions of patronizing. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? Okay. What women are you pedestalizing today? Lucy Port. You can't just put Barbara in. Hestia, though, you can. It's a different rule for her. Ruth Amos, Claire McCardle, Judy Flynn, Molly Malone. Molly Malone, very famous. Michelle Obama, extremely famous. You know, the original person who wrote the Name 100 Women Challenge was doing it to call out male streamers who just live in such a dense manosphere they could never conceive of a large conglomeration of women living in the world and influencing culture. And the one thing they specify is that you should always give people's real names. So you have to say Michelle Obama rather than Obama's wife. But I was also thinking, if you have to say Michelle Obama at all, you've sort of failed the test, haven't you? And yet, here she is. Michelle Obama, the most obscure woman Albrock could think of. Our greatest example of fatherhood. Most obscure woman he knows is Michelle Obama. You can't name friends, so it's flawed. You don't have any friends that are on Wikipedia, Zap. This is why you've got to be a social climber. All right, how did everyone do? Michelle Obama, obviously. John Woman. I mean, it was a nice try. Hestia. People love Hestia. Molly Malone, very famous. As much as I think there's a surprising amount of hits for everyone, I think it does correctly scale with obscurity. Well done to Shaz, Burns, Josie, Wenin Lennon, and Susan Hume. Who's this? Hestia was just in Hades too. So, so people are going to be learning about her all the time now. Susan Hume. Who's this? A radio presenter. Yes, you can just tap into a bit of knowledge you have, huh? Scottish radio presenter who presents late night radio programme Today in Parliament on BBC Radio. She first worked as a medical journalist in New Scientist. Yeah, fair enough. Margiad? Presumably I say that differently to that. Margiad Evans was the pseudonym of Peggy Eileen Whistler, an English poet, novelist, and illustrator with a lifelong identification with the Welsh border country. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well done. Incredible woman. Ruth Amos. British entrepreneur and inventor of the Stair Steady. The Stair Steady is an aid to enable people with limited mobility to use their stairs confidently and safely. Amos designed it as part of a GCSE resistant materials project as a response to a teacher's challenge to design an aid for people with limited mobility to use their stairs. She just got told to do this as a project, and then just that was it. That's really good. Hestia would be a bad guess in shipping forecast. I guess a very poor guess there. Cannot wait for that round to work again. That teacher should have a Wikipedia page. Well, it's one thing to say it'd be useful to have a thing that does this. It's another to actually make it, you know? Well done to everyone who got points, and well done to everyone who played it all. Ruth is sound. I've met her. That's cool. It doesn't say you've met her on this page. I'll have to trust you on that. And that brings us to the final scores of the second playtest of Sean Morley's normal game. At the very top, having truly stood out from the pack, Beyonce had 500,000. So Michelle Obama having 250,000. That sounds right. She's not nearly as in the public eye as Beyonce, but she is still a massive public figure. To me, it sounds correct. Remember, this is not cumulative over all time. It's only over the last 2 months. And she has been out of the game for a bit, yeah. Congratulations to Grugger. A very accomplished victory here. Despite them saying, not what again, Lamau? What are you Lamauing around? You're rolling on the floor, laughing your ass off. Oh, cumulative. Yes, now I see. Grugger, congratulations with 48 points. Behind them in second place is Robot. Crispin Fryer at 35. Also on the bronze pedestal is Wen and Lennon, also at 35. Burns at 33. Kill at 30. I've gone, it's lost it. Maybe I need to make that slower, huh? Going back up. What should I be saying? Cumulative. By the by, if anyone has any other rounds they think would be good, let me know and I'll have a think about them. These rounds that exist are the ones that I thought would be easier to code. I've got a couple more to put through, but then I need to ideate, you know? I need to come up with some new ideas for it. So if anyone has anything, what I'm going to do as well, do you know what? I'll just do the things I'm going to do. You'll see when I do it. You'll see them when I do them. Congratulations to Burns at 33, Kill at 31, David Hoare at 28, Becca Bix at 25 with Josie Russell also at 25, Bobber Peter at 24, Baldy at 23, Carrot Knees at 22 with FMC also at 22, Dasgio at 21, then the 319s, Pizza Fiend and the two Lambdas, Fluff Weasel at 18, Albrot at 17, Shaz, Natalie and Kate at 14, Mr. Mittens at 5, the two Birds at 3, and then hanging around the back of the sheds is B-Jam Jam, Zap.exe, Preston Frost, and the Imposter Fluff. Thank you to everyone who played. It's immensely helpful to have these playtests. They are still going to be ongoing weekly. I do intend to make this just bigger and have more stuff. At the moment, it's a little buggy, but I will fix it. I always fix these things. Do I ever get stuff into a state where it's not buggy at all? No. But these bugs will go and new bugs will appear. It will always shift and change. Thank you for gentle parenting me. Please stop pointing out that I said cumulative. I've always said cumulative. I'll start saying cumulative. To me, that sounds a bit posh. Like I'm saying garden path. Cumulative. I say cumulative. Everything has to land with an iambic plod with me. Cumulative doesn't sound right. Cumulative. It's cumulative. I can't imagine someone on Coronation Street saying cumulative. Common has come. It's why I've cleared my Wednesdays. I love being here and being with everyone. I like you all and constantly worry I'm needy. Funky, if you keep gentle parenting me, there's always a place for you in this community. I need someone to offset Albrot's harsh tones. Yeah, again, thank you everyone for playing. I'm going to work more on it. Feedback is always welcome. If anyone wants to DM me privately, we have a Discord full of buddies. If anyone wants to speak to me on there, put something in a channel or DM me privately, you're very welcome to. Or just hop in, hang out, chill out, learn some stuff, talk to me, talk to Becca Bix about sleep patterns. This Friday we're doing another peak run. I do genuinely think we can get to the top. I will be asking on Friday morning who's in. I'm going to try and set the server cap a bit less. I don't think we need the full 20. And that might help with frame rate and load issues. When does the peak run start? 7:30 p.m. Friday evening. I think we can make it. I think we can make it. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your kindness. I think that's it from me. I will speak to you all soon. I'm going to have some things to announce. I'm trying to get some stuff planned for the new year. And be nice. Have a good Wednesday. Be kind. Don't be unkind to me. Be nice. Be nice to me, please. Please, please be nice to me. Please, please, please. Please be nice to me. Join the Discord. Goodbye. Okay, well...
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, nice speaking with you. It was nice.
Yeah.
Okay. How's it going?
Probably a good time.
It wasn't even founded on understanding. There didn't need to be any meaning to it. There was emotion, there was feeling, there was the vibrations of the human soul. But Hitler, that's like a guy, that's like a guy who existed. That's a real guy that you have to know about. And I think Water doesn't know that. Water doesn't know who he was. I don't understand. I thought you believed all of this. Margaret and Vory Irving left the home in 1945 after the death of James Irving. They reportedly had to sell the farm at a loss because it had the reputation of being haunted. And in 1946, Leslie Graham, who had bought their farm, claimed in the press that he had shot and killed Kev. So they devalued